This is an update on the Ford 1910. The coolant was going into the oil. So what we have had to do is tear everything all apart, which I didn't have to tear it all apart, but I did not know that. No matter what you do, you can't get this drive shaft out until you move the front end. It just sits in there loose on a little coupling that sits right there. The coupling's still up in the rear end, and the other coupling is up inside there. You cannot get that shaft out to drop the oil pan, and you also cannot get the engine out without moving the rear end forward, or the front end forward. So what we have done, we have took the front end loose, slid it forward. The front end should actually be back there within those, right in front of the engine. You can see that it's just held in there by 4 bolts, 4 dowel pins. It was stuck on the dowel pins. We did have to work a little bit to get it off of those dowel pins. You can see they're pretty rusty, but I believe this was built in 1986 or 1987. Also had to knock off the steering arm. And then what we did, once we got it done, we pulled the oil pan. Here's what the oil pan looks like. I'll have to get a new gasket for it, but you can see I used red coolant when I put it in, just in case it did leak again, and sure enough it did. You can really see the red coolant. This is my tool tray right here, my tool table. This is all the tools we've needed so far. Mostly metric. Everything is metric on this. 17, 19, 13, 14, 15, and 10 millimeters, most of what I've needed to do this job. I had to take those hydraulic lines off that feed the pump. One is about a 1 inch or 25 millimeter. The other one's probably more like a 13 millimeter line that goes back to this block right there. That's the pressure line there. So what we did anyway, got all that done. I took this upper radiator hose, or lower one, whatever, which is now, we made it the upper. We put that back on, tightened everything up, taped everything up, poured coolant down that hose right there until it ran out, so we knew that it was full. The way it was sitting, it was leaking. So what we did, we put a white chem pad down here, a pig pad, and you can see already there's coolant drops under the back of the block. That is coming off of the rib, not the very back rib, the next rib up, which would be right underneath number 3 cylinder. So now our next step is to tear the head off, which is just a whole bunch of bolts. We're going to lift that off in its entirety. So everything, the intake, everything except for these lines right here to the ejection pump, that'll come off. We'll just pick that off and set that aside. I may get the head checked while I'm at it, but and then we're going to knock the pistons out the top and punch that number 3 liner out and see what we see. I did get the liners from, I believe it's Southern Global Tractor Supply down in Mississippi. They deal in Shibara diesel parts. So I already have the liners. So we are going to knock mainly number 3 out. I want to see something wrong, so I'd feel better about putting it all back together again. So that is the 1910. That's where we're at. I do know it's leaking, which would be the number 3 cylinder. So I'm hoping that we can tear that liner out of number 3 and actually see a crack or a bad seal or something. But that is the 1910, and that is the update, that is where we are at on the coolant getting into the oil.